Hey guys, my name is Matthew. Today we're looking at some funny word differences between American English and British English. Just so you're aware, some of these words are adult themed, so take that into consideration before you begin watching. Obviously, people in the United States and people in the UK both speak the same language, in quotes, because English varies depending on where you are. So since moving to England, I've noticed tons of words that either mean something very different in America than they do in Great Britain. Like people just say a word and I'll be like, whoa, we're in polite company. Or sometimes it's the other way around. Well, I'll say something and someone will just give me a look and I'll realize I've made a mistake. Here are some of those words. These are the ones that are the funniest for me, and they give me a chuckle every time I think about them. So the first one I'm gonna start with is the one that maybe a lot of people know already. It gets mentioned all the time. It's the difference between the word pants in American English versus pants in English English. And the word pants means trousers in America, and it means underwear in Great Britain. Fanny in Great Britain is it's kind of slang for a woman's vagina, but in the United States, fanny is like the softest way of saying butt. It's like lower than booty. It's like what little kids say to mean butt is fanny. And so that difference can make a big difference. If you're trying to be very polite about talking about your butt, you might accidentally talk about something very different. The United States has something called a fanny pack. In Great Britain, they call it a bum bag instead, which doesn't make any sense to people from the States because bum means a homeless person or a hobo, kind of a derogatory term for those people. And so saying bum might be a light way of saying butt in England, but it's kind of rude to say it in the States. Two of them that I think are really funny. One of them is the word Trump, which in the United States we would use it in two ways. One is the eccentric billionaire president that we have. The other one is maybe in a card game you might trump someone else's card, and that just means it's better than or it leads over someone else's card. But the word Trump in England means to fart, which does make the president thing a little bit better, doesn't it? The other one that's very similar is in England, when someone makes a loud noise with their car, you know, when you push on the steering wheel, they call that a toot. And that's super funny because in the United States, that's what we call a fart. And so when people are tooting at each other in traffic, I'm like, that's great because they're just farting. I'm like 3, but it's so much fun. The next one that I have for you is spunky, which in America, spunky is a word we'd use to describe a very spirited, fiery, feisty person. They've got some spunk in them. They're very spunky. And apparently in England, spunky means that someone is covered in semen. So be careful with that one, guys. Another word that you may get confused in the United States, we frequently use the word cop to mean police. And in England, cop has a dual meaning. Sometimes you might use it to refer to the police, but you could also use it to refer to groping someone. So to cop someone or to cop a feel or something like that. You need to be a little careful with that word as well. In the United States, we would frequently add emphasis to a sentence we were saying by ending it like this, period. And in England, the word period only ever refers to a woman's time of the month where she's bleeding. And so in England, instead of saying period, they say full stop. In England, the word knob has a little bit of a dual meaning as well. It can refer to the handle on a door the same way it does in the States, but it can also refer to a penis. So be careful with the word knob. Another one that's quite innocent in the States but means a bit more in England is the word muff. We might use the word muff to mean really cuddly or cozy, so we have earmuffs and things like that. In England, the word muff means a woman's pubic hair. Now, going the other way, if someone asks you to hand them a rubber in England, they're simply asking for an eraser. In the United States, a rubber is slang for a condom. Another innocent one in the United States is the word shag, which we normally use to refer to a type of carpeting that's kind of long and deep and really gross, actually. It was really popular in the 70s. Don't recommend installing shag carpeting. But in England, you'll want to be careful with that word because it means to have sex with someone. In the United States, I grew up with a guy named Randy, and he's a really nice guy. And in England, the word Randy means something different. Not a perfectly acceptable boy's name, but instead someone who is particularly horny and in kind of an outrageous way. Like perhaps a dog would be really randy if it was like humping your leg and just wouldn't stop. Okay, last one I'm leaving with today is the word thick. thick in British English tends to mean someone is just dumb, like they are definitely thick. And that's true in America as well, but it has a dual meaning, because if you describe someone as particularly thick, that also means that they're like curvy and sexy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to like and subscribe. We do put out new videos every single week, and we will see you guys next time.